Sri Lanka has an evolving gaming scene, and you're probably curious about its history. We at DecibelLK are gonna bring you its history straight from people who are part of it. Or who are part of it. Doesn't really matter because they are part and parcel of the fabric that is Sri Lankan gaming today and now.
Hey, what's going on? Tai!
What's up?
Machan, so you're supposed to be one of Colombo's badass photographer dudes ready to kung fu slam into action anytime with your gear, but very few people know you as a gamer.
Yeah. I'm like a ninja. No one knows what hits them.
Until it hits them, like, hi-ya!
Something like that.
What's the sound you make when you kung fu them into... Let's get to know you, the human and gamer. When did it all start for you?
So it started back like when my cousins were there, next door, neighbors. They had the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, and plus they had these things called Game & Watches, right? So it's basically a Game & Watch is like a very simple game where you get like specific controls to move up, down, left, right. So that was it. It started from there, Game & Watches, and then they had the NES system, and then after that it moved on to PC. They got a PC. Then almost every other day I'll be at their house or I'll be looking through the window or something like that, and wanting to always play games. So that's how the gaming thing started.
How old were you?
I was 10-ish, I guess.
What was the first game you played?
Mario's Cement Factory. It was a Game & Watch, like I said. Very basic, just left, right. And then there is another button which goes as action. So you get like cement coming from one side of the factory, and then you go to that side, and then you have to open the levers so the cement falls down. Then you get like, what do you call that? An elevator which goes up and down. So you need to move you need to move Mario up, down, like that, and go and put the cement. That was the first game. Then there was Gold Watch, and then like that there were a few other games as well, and I think there was a Western game also where you're like a bandit sort of. It was fun.
Were you ever part of like a eSports clan?
I was in Death Company at start, and it was fun. And then we had fun there. We played games. It was a good time, and that was the time, I guess, like everything started slowly, like clans and everything, like what a clan was and all that, I guess, because at that time it wasn't like a big thing and people didn't know much about what it was.
What did you play when you were in the clan?
We played CS, Counter-Strike, and then I think there was a bit of Dota. My favorite was Diablo, which wasn't there, but I somehow managed to play it. Diablo 2, I think, was the game. And then we had a massive LAN party. Like we got, I think, about 100 PCs, I think, from everyone. So we'll pack up all our, our gear, our computers and all that. And then we'll head off to this place. This is like a banquet hall. Go there, and then after that, set everything up and virtually kill each other.
What was your fondest memory of a LAN party?
So the first LAN party was what I did at home, which was I tried. The idea was to connect two PCs, right? And we had USB ports, and I was like thinking, okay, we need to connect two machines using the USB ports. So then I somewhere, I don't know from where, I found this wire which had two USB ports on both the sides. We connected it. That's just only to transfer data. So like a file you can share a file from one side to the other side, but that's it. You don't connect it to a network because it was not through a network cable. And at that time, like PCs didn't have like network ports. So you have to buy a separate network, a board where you stick it onto your motherboard. So that was, I guess, the start. And then finally we found out what was wrong. And then we connected the first two PCs, and then it evolved from there. So we started network gaming, I guess, in my house, like the LAN party thing where we'll get all our friends to our place and have 24-hour LAN parties. That's what we would do. My mother killed me once because the current bill came and it was through the roof, and so
How much was how much?
That was, I think, around 40,000 or 30,000. At that time. This was long time back, 2006-ish, I think. So it was a big amount. My mom was like, what did you guys do? I think we had 20 machines. So like in the garage we had a few, we had got tables we had put there. Then in my front dining table we had a few there. Then it came into our rooms also, so we had a few there. So yeah, it was a bit scary, but it was fun. We had a lot of fun.
About Dead Company, a lot of people speak about it very fondly. How old were you when you joined Dead Company?
I don't remember that. I'm a bit ancient, and Death Company was like long time back. So like I think I was 20-ish. Yeah. So when I was 17 maybe, or 20.
So this was pretty much during the early 2000s,
Yes.
late 90s.
2000s, yes. 2005-ish, I think, 4, like that.
What was Dead Company like as a clan?
It was just random people gathering to play games as a clan. That was it. There was no structure in it. It's a fun place to get together, share ideas about gaming and what we love and all that. It went uphill from there.
Were you ever part of Sri Lanka's net cafe like culture?
Yeah, so I was at Mindhead, right? And Mindhead was one of the local, like I think one of the first things. It was in Mount Lavinia, I remember. It was fun, and it was like a very dingy, like a dark place, which was cool. And there was like people who were playing CS and all that, and then there was Unreal Tournament, like the first Unreal Tournament where you just land and just slot everyone. That was fun.
What was your favorite gaming cafe?
It was Mindhead, because that was the only gaming cafe which was there. And then slowly by slowly Venus and everything came out. So then Venus was, I think, in Decibel someplace or something like that. Yeah, I remember like glass and all that, and you get big white building and it says Venus. That was the last place I think I went to play in a gaming cafe.
That was actually in Mount Machan near Family Super?
Family Super, yes, Mount.
So who would you say was a worthy opponent for you back in the day?
Back in the day, worthy opponent. I was a alone person. So I was like quite an introvert sort of at that time, because I had like problems in my house and all that. I used gaming as a outlet for myself, for my stress and all that. So that's how it was. So it was not me going out and mixing with people and hi Machang and let's kill someone. Not like that. I just went there to get out of the house, kill some people, get back.
Was there any part in your life where you wanted to be an esport athlete?
There was. At that time it was very difficult, because this was the time when there was nothing called esports at that time, right?
What
I mean,
are you
there was
looking at?
this is like when the Pentium Pro computers were there, and this was like very, I don't know, 2000-ish or to 1997, yeah, like that. Internet also was like not a big thing there at that time, right? So I grew from an era where there was no computers to like now AI. It was a very different process for me to understand how to accept this thing and move on fast, because we came from a place where there was no technology to now there's like AI.
You're a dad.
Yes, I am a dad.
What would you have to say to parents who want to get their kids into esports?
Encourage them. Esports is actually a pretty cool thing. It helps you use your mind, and you become more alert about the environment and about situations, about things in real life. I know people may think that this is like a fictional thing that we've all talked about, but no, it's nothing like that. You have like good reflexes. I've single-handedly caught my daughter falling off just before she fell off. There was like a small gatta-like thing. She almost fell off. I quickly grabbed. It was just natural. I just saw this thing coming, so I just quickly put my hand and she just fell on that. So yeah, so things like that. I know it sounded a bit weird, but yeah. And even I've stopped 3 accidents happening. Most people who know me know that I use 3 wheels and, pick me Uber. This guy in the night, he was like falling asleep. I felt something was wrong. And then I just tapped him at one point, because before this car came and hit. So we stopped just at the edge of like the collision. And I was like, wow, okay. That would have been a really bad accident if it like happened. My wife doesn't know that. Please don't share this on the internet.
Except it's on the internet. In your opinion, how do you think DecibelLK has shaped the landscape of gaming and esports in Sri Lanka?
I think DecibelLK has done a pretty good job. Like from the time they have started DecibelLK until now, it has evolved a lot, and I see that there's a lot of progress in sending people abroad. I remember a time where there was companies which didn't know what esport was and why they need to support it. So like that, later onwards, like all these companies now, SLT, Dialogue, they are big. I think SLT is like one of the big supporters for the game LK, and they are big LAN parties, and they, I think, also have like a gamer-con sort of like thing where gamers, they come as dressed up as characters from games and all that. It's pretty cool.
Let's go back in the day. What would you wish was different back then?
My parents' mentality. I wish that was very different. They thought that, gaming was like a bad thing. It's like a disease and, you can't do anything with it. And now when I see like the Dota prize pool, which is about like $500,000, not even that, $4.5 million, I think now. And it's split into like 5 for the 5 players. So yeah, it's crazy. Like esports is pretty big, and I think now recently also DecibelLK is sending some people, or there's some matches going on, and the prize pool for that is like a really huge amount in dollars. It's basically like cricket. Why do people go and watch cricket? It's the same thing. It's esports. It's a sports where you play electronically, and people watch that. Same thing, same concept.
What would you say are your 3 favorite titles of all time?
Okay,
3
that's
favorite games.
very hard. Oh my gosh.
Okay, top 5.
Wait, okay. So Metroid would be one. That is for the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System. That is definitely one of my favorites. And then, what was that one? So this game is where you are a porter, where it's like a post-apocalyptic scene, and you carry stuff on your back, and Death Stranding, that's the word. Death Stranding, that is good. Dead Space, and then Enemy Infestation. This was a long time back game, 3D isometric. So Vivian Pincus is one of my call signs, and that was one of the nurses in that game. So yeah, I love that game. That was fun. So Enemy Infestation, that one. Then XCOM was another one, and then the other one was Wing Commander. That was also a very fascinating game at that time. Wing Commander is a part of the Jedi Force, the people with the ninja skills with the Force.
One more.
One more, seriously?
You did 4.
What was the other one? And Assassin's Creed, of course, and maybe Dota. Yeah.
Given the chance, if there was like an old boys clan, would you be the first one to join?
Yeah, of course. That'll be cool. I hope there won't be any competition, but because I can't do competitions there. But like it would be nice to go there and mingle with people who used to be gamers. Yeah.
Like an old school Kali LAN party. Woo!
Oh, that would be legendary. And play some of the old games. That would be fun.
Toads. And is there anything you want to say in closing?
So the thing I would say in closing is always stay true to yourself. Gaming is better than doing drugs. So yeah, play games. And esports is real. It's happening. DecibelLK is doing a good job. So
shout out to our awesome venue sponsor, TechRoot, the home for this limited edition mouse. Made of magnesium, this one comes in only weighing at 42 grams. And the world only has 40,000 units of them. TechRoot is the only place where you can get them. So now that you know, make that smart purchase.